What if I told you debt is not your biggest problem? Not your credit cards, not your loans, not even the amount you owe. The real problem is the system, the habits, and the mindset that quietly push millions of people, maybe even you, deeper and deeper into financial quicksand. Because here's the scary truth. Most people don't realize they're drowning until they're already underwater. In this video, I'm going to break down why people all over the world fall into debt, the different types of debt, and which ones secretly destroy your future, the hidden causes nobody talks about, and the exact roadmap to start escaping, even if you feel stuck right now. And this is just the beginning.